Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Dela's Voice. Today, I'm on my own. We get to have a little heart-to-heart, and I hope that's okay. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations that are outside our comfort zone. Situations that perhaps we have not planned for. And so we get to make a decision whether we want to call it a day and throw in the towel, or perhaps step out of our comfort zone and make what's unfamiliar familiar. And today I found myself in one of those situations. So I had planned an interview, a live interview with a guest, and for reasons beyond my control, I had to cancel that interview. What I found was that this would be a choice I would have to make today. For me to get on here and let the show go on with having a heart-to-heart with you, or just canceling the show altogether. And I decided to take a chance, because I don't often get to do this myself, to sit here and have a heart-to-heart with you, the wonderful audience that supports me and is so generous with your time and love. So I think today is a good day for me to talk a little bit about my journey, and it takes a little bit of vulnerability to tell you my story and how I started on this path. But here it is. So I'm going to go for it. I need to thank a few people who have encouraged me to do this today, and without their push, perhaps I wouldn't have the courage to do this. But here we go, my friends. So I want to thank you for joining me today. If you're watching this live, I want to thank you for sticking around. And you just never know what you might just hear that may spark your soul, because that's ultimately my purpose. So I want to grab a coffee, chillax, sit back, and listen to the story, and maybe join into the conversation. Let me know with your comments that you are with me, that you are enjoying this talk, and what your take is. So in order for me to tell you a little bit about me, I need to go back. So I started this journey of Dela's Voice back in October of 2019. Before that, for about a couple of years before that, I was doing little vlogs. And those vlogs were really just a way for me to practice my voice. Not my singing voice, really my voice, as I had never had a voice before. So as I was going through my journey of change and growth, I was putting these little vlogs out, like 5-6 minutes, and telling the audience what was going on in my mind and what I was going through, and hoping really that someone else out there might actually benefit from those and perhaps resonate with some of those struggles that I was going through. But now let me go back about 3 years ago. Looking back now at my life, I realized that there was a lot of struggles that, for the most part, were self-afflicted. And so I'm looking back now and thinking, oh, I pointed the finger at so many different people. I pointed the finger at my parents, at my brother, at my perhaps spouse, my family, my friends, the world, the universe, my dad and my grandparents, the government. And I was living through a lot of self-loathing and blame and shame, and it was a miserable life. It was. So for the most part, it was a pretense. You would look at me from the outside and think, she's got it all. She's got it made. I was always one of those people that, was happy on the outside and just pretended that everything was okay, that life was perfect. And on the inside, it was a totally different story. I've had a lot of battle with depression and addiction. And so through all of that, I have learned that it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there and talk about what's really happening inside. But the reason you do it is because other people now can benefit from knowing that they're not alone. Because finding hope in life is one of the biggest blessings. And for a long time, I didn't have hope. So when you live your life blaming other people, the world, the universe, God, your parents, your grandparents, the system, for everything that's going wrong in your life, you find that there's no power in that. And so once you take that little personal responsibility and start looking for the part you played in all of it, and I mean all of it, because for every single part of our journey, we have had a part. So in order for us to regain power, to find that empowerment, to find control, to find that, as Mayor Ezra says, that you're the boss, you need to take responsibility for everything, for all of it, for the hurt, for all the pain that people have caused you, and also you have caused other people. So there was a point of time when I finally heard it. For me, it was a sickness in my body. For everybody is different. And I want you to please share with me, as I'm pouring my heart here. When did you ever have this feeling that perhaps you heard it? You heard that, I want to say, your higher power, your inner voice, your intuition, universe, God, Allah, however you call it. Did you hear that whisper? Because for me, it was manifesting itself through a physical pain, physical disease. And it was the weirdest thing. So I had just gone away with my family and I came back and I got really sick. I mean, really, really sick. And if you know me, I don't often get sick. I'm pretty healthy. So this was really scary for me. The doctors couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought I was going to die. It was for the first time, I was facing my own mortality. So it was like a slap, more of a kick in the head, something that just wake up. So I remember feeling so sick, and I walked into the bathroom, and I looked into my own eyes, and I looked up, and I said, what is the meaning of this, right? So what am I supposed to learn from this? And in that moment, it was so clear. Something said to me, Dela, enough wasting your life. And it was so clear, so clear. And I looked into my reflection and I said, I will never, ever take another moment for granted. So, as you can see, it still brings tears to my eyes because it was really powerful. I look at that moment as my breakthrough, the moment of my awakening. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm going to go through some of the comments. You are so generous with your comments, and I want to thank you for every single comment. So, Amashot, thank you. He says, it's nice to see you live and change the lives of other people through your message and stories. Thank you so much. That is my purpose, and I'm going to get to that. Shanaz, I love you. Your story will help others. The truth. Your truth will shed light on others' darkness to allow their light in. Thank you. Ahmed Shah says, personal responsibility is key in having fulfilling life. Taking responsibility is the getting over the first barrier. Yes, absolutely. You're so right. And the moment we take that personal responsibility, all of a sudden, it's like we are in control. And that's powerful, because what power is there in not being able to control your own life? When you blame everyone else and everything else for what's happening to you, there's no power in that. So Shanaz says, I didn't hear it. I felt it when I kept getting tested in my life with the same lesson. But I wasn't learning from it. So God kept saying to me, you need to evolve, and I will show you how. But you need to pass this test in life. So true. So true. And you know, this is so good, because we often wonder, oh, not again. Like, this happened to me again. Oh, it's just my luck. You hear that? How many of you have heard that before from people? Oh, again, this happened to me again. How many times is this going to happen to me? It keeps happening because we're supposed to learn a lesson from this. So as long as we don't learn the lesson, the lessons will be harder and harder and harder. And one day it will be like a knock on the head, if not worse. So thank you for that. I thank you so much. Thank you, Fran. I'm honored to have you in my life. And Frida, my mom, she's like the biggest blessing. Thank you so much, everybody. So what happened after my awakening, right? My spiritual awakening was that I asked for help. So this was the moment of that big admission, right? The moment of saying to myself, there's something not right in my life. I'm not living my best life. I know I'm meant for so much more. So I was at a friend's house, and we were just chatting, and I opened up and I said, I'm not happy. And so that was the moment of the most vulnerability I have felt, because this was me admitting that my life is not perfect. It's not as perfect as it looks. I'm not as happy as I look. So the most amazing thing happens right at that moment, right? When you put yourself out there and you are your authentic self and you are vulnerable, is that other people now can feel safe with you. And everyone shared. And I got a glimpse, a true glimpse for the first time of what it means to have the support of people you can trust for the first time. So my friend says, well, Dela, I felt exactly like you did for a very long time. And I feel so good now. Do you want to know what I did? Of course I know. Of course I want to know what you did. So she said she spoke to a life coach. Now, for the life of me, I had no idea what a life coach is. I think if you had asked me then, I would probably say, oh, isn't that like a psychologist or some, a counselor that you go to? And no, it wasn't. I found that. And my friend said, here, this is her number. Call her. You have nothing to lose. She'll have a complimentary call with you. And then you go from there. I sat on this information for about a week. What do you mean to tell someone my story? What if she asks personal questions? What if I don't want to tell her stuff? What if she wants me to share everything with her? I don't want to do that. I sat with this for a long time, but I needed to change. I needed to do something different, because if you can't solve a problem from the same place you created it. So I had to take a step. So I did call her. So I called her. And folks, that was the best thing I ever did for myself, ever. That phone call, I really think that phone call was the key to me starting to live a better life. I started to find out about growth, personal development with that phone call. Now, I spoke to Carlene for a long time. I call her my angel, actually. She definitely is my angel. Carlene Gilbertson, this is a shout out to you, girl. She's an amazing person, an amazing coach. So she was really patient with me for a long time. I didn't want to tell her anything, but she was patient, and she saw right through me. And eventually I opened up and I told her, and she helped me. So a little after that, something happened that, looking back now, I think through those few months of working with Carlene, I was getting ready to be able to handle what was about to happen to me. And I thank God now for the strength that I had to develop through those few months, that I was able to go through this incredible hurdle that came up. And that was coping with my brother who's living with schizophrenia, which we knew but had no clue. Like we were totally oblivious to this mental illness. All my life, I just thought my brother was misbehaving, and I always thought he was just being mean to me. I had no clue what he was going through. So this is now a few months after I met Carlene, and my brother is back in my life, and he's going through hell. And I can only imagine what suffering he must have been going through. What I saw was from the outside. And to me, that was painful because I was walking on eggshells. I didn't know what to expect from him one moment, from one moment to the next. I'd get these phone calls at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., yelling, screaming, and it was really frustrating to me because there was nothing I could do about it. All I could do was be fearful, be anxious, be in a panic mode. If the phone rang, I thought something bad was going to happen. I would burst into tears the moment you started talking to me. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't focus. I couldn't give to my husband and my son, and I was drained. I forgot things. I just couldn't handle life anymore. And so this was another point in my time when I finally had to come to admit that I had a problem that I couldn't solve on my own. And if you understand anything about the stigma of mental health, you know that for a lot of people, talking about that is difficult. They'd rather sweep it under the rug and just forget about it than talking about it. But I knew that this was a big problem, and I needed to find people who could help. So one day I asked someone. And so the moment I opened my mouth and asked someone about what schizophrenia was, I found out that it's not as rare as I thought it was. As a matter of fact, 1 out of 100 people are diagnosed with schizophrenia, and I had no clue. But you know, something that happened when I spoke up was that I no longer felt alone. That's big. I no longer felt alone in my pain, because now I knew that so many other people are also in pain. And by opening up, I was able to ask for help. And these doors started opening. You know, one thing led to another. And I got a phone number for the Canadian Mental Health Association. And through them, I got connected to a women's group. And through them, I got connected to Al-Anon. And yes, I'll talk about Al-Anon. Thank you. And I got registered for a 10-week program called Family Caregiver Program through the Canadian Mental Health Association that educates caregivers in their journey because a lot of caregivers have no clue about mental illness. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know the symptoms. We don't know how to help our loved one. We just suffer. And so this program opened my eyes. So I'm doing all these things now because I want to help my brother. But at the same time, I'm finding out that I need help. Isn't that interesting? So I want to help him, but I can't help him unless I help myself first. I thought that was amazing. So without really realizing it, I am growing, I am learning, I am getting stronger, I'm finding a voice, and at the same time, I'm learning how to communicate with him better. And one thing leads to another. And my brother is getting better because I'm getting better. Not better in his illness, but better in his interactions with me, because now I'm changing. And there's so much power in that. When we start changing, everything else changes. And I noticed that time after time after time after time. So when my course was over with the Canadian Mental Health Association, I decided that I wanted to become a volunteer there and help other families, because to me, hope, the hope that I got from attending that program was priceless. And without hope, life is really, really hard. So I continued volunteering for them and helping run these programs, co-facilitating with some amazing people. While I was volunteering at the Canadian Mental Health Association, there was a program called Speakers Bureau. Now, Speakers Bureau gives a platform to individuals who want to take their stories out into the community. Whether they're living with mental health or they're caregivers like me, you can now take your story out into the community, and they get called on, they get booked from different organizations. And so for me to be able to tell my story was a part of my healing. And I realized that by telling my story, I was doing two things. I was empowering myself, and I was also giving hope to others. And this is when I decided that this is what I want to do. So Dela's Voice started, and that was the purpose of Dela's Voice, was to talk about my life hurdles and be so open and so honest about them that could bring hope to another person's life. And it still continues. Now Dela's Voice is all about bringing other people to the platform, because there are so many people out there who have lived through struggles and trials and tribulations, and they have risen above them. And now they're using their experience to help other people. They are using their experience, that I call superpower, to enhance other people's lives. And nothing teaches better than stories. So that's why I talk to all these amazing individuals, ask them their stories, and ask them how they were able to help themselves, but also how they help other people. And through all of that, what I'm hoping is to achieve is recovery and wellness. And I want this to be a platform that informs people, that motivates people, that inspires them to make a change. Because when you change the things you are looking at, the things you are looking at change. And I found that so true with my life. Today, I talk about a AAA success formula all the time, all the time. With every talk, I find that it resonates in every single situation. So I want to bring it out to you. It is a big chapter in my upcoming book. My book is done, by the way. It's called Enjoyness, and it's being edited as we speak, and it's going to be published hopefully by the end of the month. And I will make sure that I'll put out the information. You'll hear about it, because this is like one of those big accomplishments in my life that I'm very proud of. But the AAA success formula is about the 3 A's that I have learned through attending the Al-Anon program. So the first A is for admit. And so for me, admitting every single time, admitting that there was a problem in my life was the first step to recovery. Because without admitting it, you are in denial and nothing will change. As much as other people want to change the things for you, or I don't know, we all know someone in our lives, in our friends group, that we think, oh, I wish you could change, and you're trying to do everything to change them, and you're trying to help them, and you introduce them to this and that and this and that. But at the end of the day, if they're not admitting that there's a problem, there's nothing you can do about it. So admitting is the first step to recovery. And that's in any area of our lives, I think. And it could be that, financially you are in deep trouble, and, you're like the ostrich that keeps their hand under the sand and pretend that everything is nice and dandy under there, but really there's a big problem going on, and unless you admit it, nothing will happen. The second A is for ask, and that's the biggest struggle. I think it's the hardest part of this whole recovery process, because it takes a lot of vulnerability to ask for help. Now all of a sudden you have to come out and say, there's something going on in my life that I need help with. And so that takes a lot of vulnerability. But there's always people who have done what you're trying to do. There's always someone else who has had the trouble that you are trying to solve. There's always people out there, coaches, that know what you need to do in order to achieve what you want to achieve. So asking, although it takes a lot of vulnerability, is going to get you the help you need. So for me, asking my friends for help allowed me to discover what a life coach was, and that was my salvation. Asking takes a lot of courage. Yes, it does. It does take a lot of courage. But it's strength. It shows strength. It's not out of weakness. For me, asking my friend if she knew anything about schizophrenia, just like that, was a big step for me. It took a lot of courage and vulnerability. But what it resulted in was amazing. And I could have never achieved that had I not asked for help. The third step is action. Now, you can do all of this. You can come out and admit it, and you can ask for help, and you can hire a coach, and you can hire the best coach, and you can register in all sorts of programs and workshops, and buy books and watch YouTube videos. But as long as you don't act on them, nothing will happen. As long as you don't start changing things, changing behavior, changing habits, changing thought process, nothing will change. Absolutely nothing will change. In order for us to change something, we have to change some things. So action, take action. And for me, that looked like doing the drills that my coach gave me. If she asked me to peel layers, I had to do that. If she asked me to write down a journal, I had to do that. If she asked me to meditate, I had to start doing that. For me, acting on my own personal development meant peeling layers, and it's painful. It means really facing those demons, facing your dark moments, facing those thoughts, facing those negative self-beliefs, and changing them. And that takes a lot. It takes a lot of persistence. And so if you do all those 3 steps, the admitting, admitting, the asking, and the acting, you can recover from anything. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's your financial situation, your relationships, your career, your spirituality, your personal fulfillment, your health, anything. You can recover or improve on your conditions just by following those 3 A's. Now, as a part of my development, I have also worked on creating a PDF version of the AAA success formula, which is my gift to you. So in it, there's it's like a couple of pages long. It's not a long read by any means. The first page just explains a little bit about the AAA formula, and the second page has an assessment section where you can go through it really fast, and it's just some tools and strategies that I thought might benefit you. So I will put the PDF link in the comments section, and I want to share that with you. So I want to go through some of the comments. I've talked for a long time now. This is Ahmed Shah. It takes courage to be vulnerable on a live show, so you are the symbol of courage and a role model for many. I so appreciate you. Ahmed Shah, thank you. Faranax says, to see such a strong and passionate person's vulnerability is itself a great lesson for me too. So thank you very much. Thank you, Morali. Thank you so much for all the comments. This is amazing. This is Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Thanks for being here. Colleen, hi, hello, my dear. It took years to install those habits that aren't working. So be patient and give yourself time to eliminate them. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. Being patient with yourself and having grace and self-compassion in this journey, it's absolutely necessary, because like Colleen says, we've been a certain way for so many years. I've lived all of this nastiness for the past 40 some odd years. Shh. So it's going to take a long time for me to change those habits and develop new ones, things that I can stick to now. And it's hard, and it takes persistence, and it takes patience. Oh my gosh, and it takes courage, because to stand up for what you now believe is the new values for you, that takes courage, because people are not used to seeing you a certain way. There's going to be resistance. They'll be like, what's going on with you? Why are you changing? Why are you changing so much all of a sudden? You're so different. To stick to those values takes a lot of courage and persistence. So I want to thank you for being with me today. This was a big step for me to sit here and talk to you. And I want to thank my support group that stood there with so much faith in me and said, do this. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sue says, keep building the new. Is the road less traveled? Enjoy that space. Yes, thank you, Sue. Thank you so much. This is amazing. So I want to thank you for being here with me. I want to thank you for your comments and your encouragement and your love and your support, and your loyalty means a lot to me. So thank you so much. This is my email address at the bottom, scrolling. If you have any thing to say to me, or you want to yell at me or whatever, you can do that by that email. But if you reach out to me, I could also send you that PDF or the link. This book here, by the way, which I co-authored. I don't know if you see my name here. I'm very proud of this book. There's a few people on here that I love and I respect, but this is my name right here. So yeah, so this book was put together. It's called COVID-19 the Lockdown, and it's the personal stories of authors who have gone through COVID, and this is their own personal stories of how they dealt with it. So I'm in here too, so it's I can say that writing a chapter in this book was that little push I needed to finish my own book, because I had been sitting on that book for a long time, more than a year. But putting this chapter in this book and being actually published allowed me to dream bigger, to move faster on this bigger goal, which was writing and finishing my own book. So if you're interested at all, like if you're on the fence and you're like, I want to be published, this is the best way to do it. So reach out to me with that email, and I'll connect you to the right people who can publish your chapter in a book. And you'll see how good it feels to be a published author. So remember, my book's coming out. It's called In Join Us, and I will keep you posted. I want to build up all the hype, because I finished the book. Are you kidding? Holy cow. Morelli says, thank you for all your words. You help me all the time. I hear you. Thank you so much, Morelli. I love you. Thank you so much. And he says, when we make the change within us, we will attract new people into our lives. Those who do not like the change will slowly distance themselves. We have to let go of what no longer serves us. Not easy. No, it's not easy. Thank you, Annie. So true. So true. I am so blessed to have all of you. I learn every single day, and that's one of my passions, one of my top 5 passions. Okay, I'm going to share them with you. I think I've spoken about them so many times. But I took a passion test workshop with Ahmed Shah, and it was incredible because it allowed me to pinpoint my top 5 passions. Okay, and this allowed me to prioritize what I'm doing every single day, because now I say, okay, this does not align with my passion, so I'm not doing it. It's a good feeling. So my top 5 passions. Number 1, have fun every day. Have fun. Having fun, honestly, having fun. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. Period. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. Number 2 is impacting the world in a positive way. Impacting the world in a positive way. And that's big. That's big to me, because I believe that each of us is like a torch. Each of us has the ability to light up the path for other people. And some of us decide to light that path bigger, light up the path for more people. And some of us decide not to. And so the amount of path you light up with your torch is totally up to you. But we all have that ability to impact the world. So number 3 passion is being the talk show host of the world-renowned talk show, aka Dela's Voice. I want to impact millions of people, and that is my passion, my friends. Number 4 is to learn something new every single day. That's number 4, passion, to learn something new every single day. Every single time I interview a person on Dela's Voice, I am learning so much, so much. My heart's full, like, honestly. Every time I learn something new, I feel blessed. Number 5 passion in my life is to have control over my time. And I'm working on that one. One day, I want to be able to completely have freedom over my time. And so we all have to know what our passions are. We all have to know. So if you don't know what your top 5 passions are, I want to encourage you to take Ahmed Shah's passion test. He runs these workshops. And I think he's got one coming up next week or something. Ahmed Shah, if you're watching this, won't you put a link to your workshop? I think he's doing like a special deal. If you register for his like one workshop, he'll give you the other workshop for free. So I'm so happy that I got to talk about this, because I really believe every single person should know what their passions are in life. So anyways, I want to ask you to please live your best life. Find that joy that makes you want to get up every single morning and jump out of bed and say, I'm here again. Because that's the best feeling. So, thank you for watching this. It was a blast. I loved it, actually. I had so much fun. I may just do this again. Like, we'll call it Heart to Heart with Dela once in a while. So going back to my live show today was canceled with my guest, and I was really, really, I was disappointed about that. But when life gives you lemons, you learn to make lemonade. So there you go. I'm so happy I did this today. Thank you, Ahmed Shah. Thank you, Ahmed Hawari, for encouraging me to do this. So here you go. There we go. Okay. For Dela's show, Stress Pandemic and the Six-Pack Solution, August 16, at 2 to 5 p.m. Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time. Discount promo code is Dela SPS, and you get the passion test as a bonus. By the way, I'm taking this workshop, the stress pandemic, because I want to equip myself with more knowledge and more tools. I want to be proactive and also be able to help other people better. Why not? Why not? Right? Help everybody. So thank you, Ahmed Shah. Oh, and it's only valid until tomorrow at 1 p.m. So we've got less than 24 hours. So thank you, Ahmed Shah, for that. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for watching me today. Thank you for being here with me. I so appreciate you. I truly am blessed to have this platform. So with that, I want to invite you to come back on here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because tomorrow night I'm bringing this amazing guest, and her name is Tam Templeman, and she's going to talk about how you can declutter your space to declutter your space. Isn't that great? Yes. Thank you so much. So with that, thank you again for being here today. And this has been Dela's voice, hoping to spark your soul. Till next time.